Hello and welcome back to another Freshly HC video. Today we have a Game of the Week episode. Sorry that this isn't a career mode. I'm sorry that I didn't upload a career mode yesterday. In fact, in prep for the 12 days of Christmas, I've been working hard to get a massive load of videos out for my special 12 days of Christmas series coming up soon. It's not a series as such, it's just like a collection of videos. And I'm going to reveal what's actually happening with it. I am having a massive 24 videos in 12 days, which is insane. I cannot wait for it. Make sure you look out for it. Make sure you subscribe. So in preparation for that, I've sort of took my foot off the pedal at the moment, but then it'll all come at you in 12 days. But on top of, so say that I would have uploaded yesterday. In replacement for that, I'll upload tomorrow on Sunday, and there we go, that'll all be sorted. So anyway, if you're still here after that 1 minute of 12 days of Christmas information, we have got a Game of the Week against Newcastle and Sunderland. So it is the Tyneside derby. What an important one this will be. Two teams. Newcastle had a great start to the season altogether. Overall, not the best start, but ever since that bad start, they've really picked it up a notch. Of course, they are coming into this game after a 4-0 loss against Spurs. In the Capital One Cup, FA Cup, one of them, whichever one, which is really disappointing for them. So, that will change affairs here. But Sunderland haven't had the greatest of starts. They are sitting and hovering above the relegation zone. And for sure, at the moment, here at St James's Park, Newcastle are the favourites. But in a derby, nobody's the favourites, no matter what derby it is, no matter what teams it's against. And to start off, we have got the match facts from the BBC Sport website as usual, so go and check it out in more depth if you want. But head-to-head wise, Sunderland are unbeaten in 5 league meetings with Newcastle, so that's positive for them. They've won consecutive Tyneside derbies at St James's Park by 3-0. Well, that's an interesting stat for sure. So, in the 2 previous seasons, they've won the derbies 3-0 at St James's Park. Under Alan Pardew, Newcastle have never beaten Sunderland at home. They drew 1 and lost 2. So Alan Pardew hasn't really done the best against Sunderland when on his home turf. Sorry, there was a lot of H's in that, wasn't there? Newcastle United have won 4 league games in a row at St James's Park. They have not won 5 successive games at home since April to August 2006. Wow, that is a long time ago. Alan Pardew's side have not lost at home since the opening day of the season, when they were beaten 2-0 by Manchester City. So they've gone on a good run of form at home. They have only led at half-time in 1 of their 16 Premier League games this season. So basically, they're shit in the first half. The Magpies have failed to keep a clean sheet in their last 4 league matches after keeping 3 in a row prior to that. So that's positive for them, I suppose. No, sorry, negative for them, and sorry about that. That is very unprofessional of me. I don't normally burp in my videos, by the way. Newcastle have only scored 2 goals from set pieces this season. Yeah. Set piece wise, they're very poor, and that is something that they can improve on, especially with players like Remy Cabella, great player, just hasn't really stepped up to the mark yet. I mean, on FIFA he's like 80 rated or whatever, isn't he? And to be honest, should be pretty much creating more in this Newcastle side. And if I'm brutally honest, Ayoze Perez deserves a chance in the squad, and he is having that chance. He's beginning to get games, the former Tenerife player. Sunderland stats now. Sunderland without a victory in the last 6 league matches, although they have drawn 5 of those games. They've only lost 1 of them. So, despite the fact that they are on a bad streak without a win, they are on a decent streak of draws, which is, to be honest, a good positive sign for them. I mean, yes, they haven't won in 5 games, but they've only lost 1 in 5 games. So when it's the glass half empty, glass half full sort of situation here, the same sort of concept. It's how you want to think about it, positively or negatively. When you put it in the perspective of not only being beaten once in 5 games, it's very positive. When you put it in this perspective of not winning in 5 games, that's quite negative. So it really is a bit of a tipsy-turvy one. It's like one of them stats which really can go either way. It can be really good, or it really honestly can be really bad. And it's difficult to interpret whether that means that they're doing well or whether that means that they're doing badly at the moment. Their 10 draws this season is the joint most by a team in the first 16 games of a Premier League season, along with Ipswich in 92-93, back when Ipswich were in the Premier League. They have recorded just one league win away from home this season. That was against Palace on the 3rd of November. Gus Poyet's side have scored just 2 goals in their last 5 games, so when you look at it with that stat as well, that's when you think, right, it's a really it's a glass half empty stat. And look at that, 90th minute, Remy Caballé hits the post and hits the bar on the way in, and Newcastle take the lead. Superb from him in the FIFA simulation, of course. They've found the net 3 times in the opening 5 minutes of league games this season, more than any other side. So, overall, Sunderland have had a bit of a dip in form. Winning wise, before what they're doing in 5 games is something like this: that win, lose, win, draw, something like that. In their past 5 games, they've done something like this: draw, lose, draw, something like that. So obviously, to have more losses in 5 games, you can have more losses in 5 games if you win at least 1 or 2 of them and get more points than if you have just draws. So it's a bit of it's a weird one with Sunderland. Newcastle, well, that's an even weirder one. They're just one of them teams that just can't seem to pick up a perfect bit of form. They are always unstable. They have got no stability whatsoever. And to be honest, with a 55,000 ground capacity, with 55,000 Newcastle fans turning up every week to watch the games for them, it is a big club. It's a massive club, and how they have not won a trophy since like the 60s, I don't know. How they've not even won a domestic cup since the 55, I think it was, I don't know. So really, Newcastle should be winning more, in my opinion. But what do I think about this game? It's either going to be a draw or a Newcastle win, in my opinion. That's what I think. Of course, last week I got the other derby wrong, which was the West Midlands derby between Villa and not Birmingham, West Brom. Birmingham are in the Premier League anymore, jeez. But yeah, so I think it will probably be either a Newcastle win, and I'll agree with this, or a Newcastle and Sunderland draw. I'm not certain on that, though. I never really am certain on this. It's so unpredictable. And some of you might be moaning, some of you might have wanted the Liverpool-Arsenal game, which is also Sunday the 21st of December, but I couldn't be arsed with it, to be honest. I mean, I've done too many Liverpools, I've done too many Arsenals, Man Cities. I thought, right, we've got the Tyneside derby on the go. Let's just go for the derby between Newcastle and Sunderland. That'll be interesting. Anyway, I do thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you stay tuned to Pricey HD for the 12 days of Christmas coming soon, baby! Oh, yes, and I will. See you next time.